East and Central Africa this week. We start off in Tanzania, where the Tanzanian President John Magufuli won an election victory on Friday with 84% of the votes, according to the country's National Electoral Commission. His rival, opposition leader Tundu Lissu, won only 13% of the votes. Lissu says the election was fraudulent and has rejected the outcome. Deutsche Welle reports that major social networks were blocked across Tanzania on the eve of the election, with users relying on virtual private networks to send messages and access information. The lead up to the election was characterized by vote-rigging accusations from opposition parties and independent observers alike, with international media largely barred from gaining accreditation to cover the voting process. It has to be noted that the East African Community EAC Election Observation Mission to Tanzania 2020 general election has said the process was conducted in a credible manner and in a peaceful environment. Tanzanian constitution doesn't have a clause that allows election results to be challenged, so we'll have to wait and see how the opposition will seek justice. Next to Cameroon, where wailing engulfed the town of Biao on 28th October as Southwest women and children took to the streets mourning the mass execution of students in Kumba by separatists on October 24th. In hand were signboards expressing their demand. We want a Cameroon where children can go to school and come back alive. Stop the war. Stop killing women and children. We need concrete solutions, etc. Other messages read, we are tired of fighting. Stop. Let us talk. We need peace. We are tired of the bloodshed, among others. As the march unfolded in town, throwful songs that provoked tears from the onlookers entered the atmosphere. This comes after continued instability in Cameroon following clashes between Anglophone Cameroonians who want to secede from the rest of the country, which is mainly Francophone. That's all for now. Thank you for listening.
3 years into the Islamic insurgency in Mozambique, the violence against citizens of Cabo Delgado has increased. These attacks have been carried out by a terrorist group called Al-Shabaab. Since 2017, they have attacked the northern province more than 600 times. Security threats have grown over the past 4 months, and since 2017, over 2,000 people have been killed and over 300,000 have been internally displaced by this organization. Al-Shabaab has also beheaded people, burned houses, and abducted many children, and over the past week, attacks have risen. Al-Shabaab has recently seized the town of Mocimboa da Praia. Mocimboa da Praia is an important port in Mozambique. The area around this town is home to gas ports worth billions of dollars. Many analysts believe that part of Al-Shabaab's rebellion is motivated by the fact that international companies make billions of dollars off of Mozambique's resources, yet Mozambican citizens face high rates of poverty and high rates of unemployment, especially in Cabo Delgado. In analyzing the existence of Al-Shabaab, it is necessary to acknowledge that poverty has played a huge role in their act of rebellion. Since their start, Al-Shabaab has strengthened the structures within their organization. They have better weaponry, better logistics, and improved knowledge of the areas in Cabo Delgado. The Mozambican military has not been able to control and destroy the organization because, as it turns out, Al-Shabaab knows the regions better and is better at strategizing than the country's own military. According to expert Zenaida Machado from the Human Rights Watch in Mozambique, the problem is that instead of working to prevent further harm of innocent citizens, the military only defends. The military only acts after attacks have occurred. The rights and the lives of Mozambicans in Cabo Delgado are under threat, while the world market continues to benefit billions of dollars from Mozambique's resources. Thank you.
Welcome to This Week in North Africa. We start in Algeria, where Algerian actresses launched a campaign to fight femicide in the country. In the recent weeks, the number of recorded killings increased and the population was angered after the rape and killing of an 18-year-old woman. Salima Abada said, "We, Algerian actresses, unite today to say enough to violence and killings of women. We are calling for more awareness and a general mobilization to stop this violence." The protesters are calling for a return to capital punishment. Of course, not everyone has welcomed this initiative. However, many activists confirm that taboos in Algerian society are at the source of the silence around rape, incest, and pedophilia. The truth hurts. Now on to Eastern Northern Africa, where after more than 8 years of closed borders between Sudan and South Sudan, they are finally reopened. The Sudanese president of the Transitional Sovereign Council, General Abdel Fattah al-Burhan, signed a peace agreement in the South Sudanese capital, Juba. This agreement states that the people will no longer need visas to travel to the other country, along with the freedom of residence, freedom of movement, freedom to undertake economic activity, and freedom to acquire and dispose property. identity. This week, we are celebrating the 66th anniversary of the Algerian Revolution, a decolonization war that lasted from 1954 to 1962, and during which 1 million Algerian souls were sacrificed for the independence of the country. The war began on the night of October 31st, 1954. The movement, led by the National Liberation Front, aimed to restore a sovereign Algerian state. It advocated social democracy and equal citizenship for any resident in Algeria in times where Algerian people were less of humans in the eyes of the colonizers' rule. May we observe 10 seconds of silence in memory of the Algerian heroes who died for the decolonization of their country, including those which our history textbooks failed to remember, and in memory of all the African souls who've been unfairly, wrongfully shed by the colonizer. Thank you.